In The Cuckoo's Curse, we follow Gretchen, a grieving teenager who moves to a remote Bavarian resort with her father Luis, stepmother Beth, and mute half-sister Alma after her mother's death. Her father is helping build a luxury hotel, run by the enigmatic Herr Koenig, who offers Gretchen a job at the front desk to help her adjust. From the moment they arrive, strange occurrences plague the family. While working reception, Gretchen notices multiple female guests vomiting inexplicably. Alma suffers from violent seizures whenever a strange, reverberating screech is heard in the distance, and one night, Gretchen has a terrifying encounter with a hooded woman while biking home. The local police dismiss the incident as a prank, leaving Gretchen unnerved and increasingly suspicious of the resort's eerie atmosphere. During her time at the hotel, Gretchen meets Henry, a detective investigating a mysterious murder possibly linked to the hooded woman. As Gretchen and Henry grow closer, Gretchen also befriends a guest named Ed, and the two of them hatch a plan to escape the unsettling resort. However, their attempt to flee is thwarted when they become trapped in a strange time loop, nearly running over the hooded woman before crashing their car. The accident leaves Gretchen seriously injured, confining her to the resort. Meanwhile, Henry grows more convinced that the hooded woman is responsible for a string of murders, citing an incident where one victim choked to death on her own vomit after her husband was disoriented by the same screeching sound that triggers Alma's seizures. Gretchen and Henry suspect that one of the vomiting women Gretchen witnessed earlier may be connected to the mysterious deaths. In a chilling turn, Gretchen and Henry stake out a nearby cottage where they witness the hooded woman attack Gretchen's co-worker, Trixie, in an attempt to implant her with a strange, slimy substance. Shaken by this horrific encounter, Gretchen confronts her father, Luis, and Koenig, voicing her disapproval of their involvement in the resort's strange happenings. During their heated argument, Koenig accidentally reveals a package containing personal items that once belonged to Gretchen's late mother, forcing Luis to confess that he sold their old family home. Enraged by her father's betrayal, Gretchen lashes out, punching him before retreating to her room to process everything. There, she listens to old voicemails from her mother, searching for comfort. Among them, she finds one from Alma, who used a text-to-speech program to beg Gretchen's mother to respond to her calls and visit the family. Emerging from her room, Gretchen discovers that her family has mysteriously disappeared. Koenig coldly informs her that her outburst caused Alma to suffer a seizure, and her family took her to the hospital. He offers to take Gretchen to the train station to leave town, but insists on stopping by his house first to give her money for the trip. At Koenig's house, the true horror is revealed. Henry is a disgraced former detective, and the hooded woman is not human but part of a parasitic species that mimics humans, relying on brood parasitism like cuckoo birds. These creatures, including Alma, are placed among human families until they are ready to rejoin their true kind. Koenig has been experimenting with this species, using the resort to protect and preserve them. Gretchen, viewed as a threat to their survival, is locked in a pool house converted into a bedroom, where Koenig sprays her with pheromones and uses a flute to summon a teenage specimen of the species, the same girl seen fleeing into the woods at the beginning of the film. The adolescent cuckoo approaches Gretchen, attempting to inseminate her with a slimy substance, but Henry arrives just in time to shoot Koenig and kill the creature. Together, Henry and Gretchen race to the hospital, where Koenig's staff, led by the unhinged Dr. Bonomo, are preparing to reunite Alma with her true mother, the hooded woman. Gretchen is horrified to learn that Henry's true plan is to kill not only the adult cuckoo but Alma as well, believing that she is too far gone to save. Desperate to protect her sister, Gretchen stabs Henry in the leg, leaving him injured and unable to continue his mission. Meanwhile, Koenig, still alive, returns to the hospital and kills Dr. Bonomo, determined to see his experiment through to the bitter end. Gretchen confronts Koenig as the hooded woman appears to claim Alma. To protect her sister, Gretchen feigns a threat to stab Alma, causing the hooded woman to hesitate. In the ensuing chaos, Alma manages to escape, and Gretchen gives chase, determined to rescue her sister from the parasitic creatures. In a tense pursuit through the hospital's records room, the hooded woman stalks Gretchen, but she uses a pair of headphones and a Walkman to drown out the screeching noise, which had previously disoriented her. In their final confrontation, Gretchen stabs the hooded woman in the throat with a butterfly knife, killing her. As Gretchen reunites with Alma, they find Koenig and Henry in a deadly standoff, both men intent on destroying the other. Gretchen regains Alma's trust, and the two girls cautiously attempt to leave the hospital. In a final act of self-defense, Alma covers Gretchen's ears and lets out a powerful, disorienting screech, incapacitating both men. Taking advantage of their confusion, the sisters escape as Henry and Koenig fatally shoot each other. Outside, the girls are met by Ed, who has recovered from his injuries and offers to drive them to safety. The film ends as the three flee the cursed resort, leaving behind the horrors they endured and the twisted experiment that nearly tore them apart.